Welcome back everyone to Teresa Talks, and today we'll be discussing about the platform. And can you tell us a little bit about that, Teresa?
Today we're actually doing a platform which is a little bit different. It'll also be posted in print and on the website for everyone to read. But I thought I'd do something a little different this time and actually have it video and put on our website as well as not only on social media. That way, if people don't have the time, they actually can hear and see what we're doing and be able to be part of the energy that we're trying to focus on.
All right, awesome.
Thank you, Miguel.
Yeah, no worries.
And today it's Teresa Hargreaves for Ward 12. Calgary, be part of the energy. By working together, we can bring a positive vision, inspiration, and influence to Ward 12. I am your spokesperson that Ward 12 needs now. How I can work for you. Ward 12 needs someone with strong leadership skills, communication, and long-term vision to realize the potential we have as a community. My principles, I have 4 principles. They're honesty, balance, commitment, and motivation. Honesty, I believe I need a more honest and transparent approach to a city issues. Honesty and transparency is the quickest path towards trust. I want to bring more of an open dialogue and open meetings, no more closed meetings to City Council. So I have an open door policy.
Right.
So if someone has a concern or thought, I would like to really ensure that I address it in a timely manner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes we do get other things going on, or email gets missed or something of that nature. But, you know, I'm trying to actually get more of a communication log set up for when we are in council.
Yeah.
And also within my Ward 12 office. That way, if someone phones in, it's logged, it's actioned, and we can try to get it in within at least a week's time minimum. But I would try to shoot for more of a 48-hour period. So 2 days.
It's good. Honesty is like one of the best policies, right?
Exactly, it is, and it's good for just people know what you're doing, and they may not agree with you, and you may not agree with them, but at least if you can have a dialogue and again try to come up with a win-win situation. Again, it kind of goes back to good communication skills. But if you're honest, then nobody has hard feelings.
Awesome.
And balance. I look for ways to create a strong economy while balancing our environment. For example, we need to find viable street infrastructure and at the same time being open-minded about alternate transportation. It's important to hear all sides in order to understand what our ward needs. I will be a leader with our professional city staff, colleagues, and most of all, city residents. So what I'm meaning by that is we need to find a balance. Like, we have all this talk about the green line and everything, which is now in place according to the federal and provincial governments.
It's really good.
So, and that's something one day that we may see down here. It's been a while and a lot of talk for a long time. So we do need that. But let's try to find a balance. I know infrastructure is a huge issue that we have, and I'll be talking about that further down the road.
Okay.
But if we can try to find a balance where we can create, you know, opportunities for people to have safe infrastructure while managing and balancing our environment, that we're not just all pavements, that there's still some green space there.
Right. Yeah, definitely need those around like the area.
Yeah, exactly. Trees and green space and stuff like that. It does help keep our environment looking nice and pretty, and the streets lined with trees looks really nice as well. So that's kind of the balance I have there, and just trying to be, you know, more open-minded about everything with that. And third of all is commitment. So as your counselor, I'm committed to being your voice in City Hall by representing Ward 12 in handling constituent relations, attending meetings, reports, and setting examples of leadership and responsibility. So that means I'm going to stand up. I'm committed to this ward. I want to stand up for what we really need and want. So when a constituent phones me or asks me about something, I want to ensure that that's addressed. And brought up within City Hall. Because we don't know, when we're in council meeting, we may end up finding out that there's somebody else in another ward that might be having the same type of issue. So maybe these are things that we can start bringing up within our meetings and start focusing and working on as all Calgarians might need.
Right.
You know, we might think just because we're in the deep south, that doesn't mean the problem's way up and still in Ward 1 and the way up in the northwest. So by working together and being professional and having proper leadership and representation at the table is where I feel we're going to find a solution, not only for our ward, but for all wards.
Yeah, that's really good that you're already like making plans even before you're elected. This means you're prepared to like for the job, you know.
Correct. So. Yes. Yeah. And a lot of it though goes back to we don't really know what's been going on at City Hall because of the a lot of closed door meetings and stuff. And a lot of it may be confidential.
Right.
However, we do need to have more transparency so that we as Calgarians know what we're doing.
Right.
It's everybody's. Calgary is everyone's city, and we feel it's our home, and we have the right to protect our home and try to do what we need to get better lives for our family and ourselves.
Yeah.
And the last thing is motivation. I will serve Calgarians and Ward 12. I will perform my duties with integrity and within a broader interest for the overall community, now and in the future. I am motivated to campaign vigorously for this position, and I run a clean and honest campaign. So therefore, what I mean by that is I'm motivated. I'm out every day delivering door hangers, meeting people in the park, walking in the community, putting up signs, Talk with Teresa shows, meeting people at the local grocery store. So I'm out there every day. I mean, we even had one episode taking it to the streets, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah. That was really fun.
This Thursday, I actually went over to the food trucks over in Copperfield.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun too, and I met people over there as well. So it's been a lot of fun. I feel motivated to do this, and it's something I've been working on for a long time now, for well over maybe 15 years. I helped out with some other people on their campaigns trails prior to even myself in 2015 thinking about going.
Yeah.
So in 2015, I started working on my campaign for 2017, and I'm still working on it today.
Wow.
So it's been quite a long time.
Yeah, it's a long process.
So it's dedication and motivation that keeps me going in the drive.
And that's what we really need from a city councillor that's involved like in the community, like talking to people and what they want and like what needs to be fixed. So that's really good that you're doing it for the year.
And it's interesting because now you get to meet people.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, people is what makes the world go around.
Exactly.
Right? And we need that, especially during these hard times where people haven't seen a lot of people are hurt.
And family and friends, yeah.
So it's even if they have a voice in just a conversation or a Zoom meeting or something, they're feeling like they have...
Like someone's there.
Someone's there, yeah. And that's what I want to create is that the sense that we belong together and we're going to work together like family.
Awesome.
The next topic we're going to talk about for the platform is community safety. Community safety is my goal to create a safe, family-friendly community for all, building Ward 12 over again by working together to shape the community we want. I will work with our first responders to address our community safety needs within Ward 12, from better communication, public consultation, education, and putting boots on the ground.
Right.
Alberta regulatory bodies to address outstanding orphaned wells, facilities, and pipelines which are within our ward. Neglecting these wells, facilities, and pipelines can be fatal. Our city developers to address innovative ways to reimagine our communities. Our ward needs better road access and traffic movement to keep our community safe. So what I mean with our first responders is that, first of all, is our policing. Our police department head office is over in Minnapore, which is Division 6. So they come across the 22X bridge, which is now under construction and adds another 20, 30 minutes to their commute.
Takes a very long time.
Yes, especially with all the traffic over that way lately. So it would be nice to see something and work together with our first responders and budgets, of course, to get something dedicated to the people here. I feel we need that. With crime going up in the area that we see on Facebook all the time, it would be nice to see more of a presence.
Yeah.
Even though they're here and you can see them, it's just sometimes they're not as visible as maybe we'd like, or even a place to go if there's something that goes wrong for us.
Yes, because safety is like one of those most important like aspects of the community, right?
It is, yeah. Because you want to keep not only your property safe, but your family safe.
Yeah.
So, and then that's one thing I want to try to strive to work with and get that going. And secondly, on the Alberta regulatory bodies, we have a couple orphaned wells that are just east of us, which could be very dangerous. Some of them are even H2S, which is sour gas or sour oil. And if we don't start working on them, whether they're either flowing and pumping, then they're safer because you have an operator out there all the time looking after them. But right now, they're just gone. They've been abandoned. So the company who owned them just walked away.
Right.
So they're very dangerous. If one of these wells were actually having to go, and especially being H2S, it is more corrosive.
Right.
So that corrosion can actually start eating at the metals where the pipes are and everything to protect the wellbore itself. And if it does go, if we go outside, we're dead.
Right. Yeah, that's not very good, isn't it?
Not very good at all. Luckily, though, I have had the privilege to work with our first responders through a SATE program, and I was part of that with another colleague of mine, and got to see how it was ran and how they are educated within how to manage that. But don't forget, they are not oil and gas people. They are first responders.
Right.
So, do we have an actual shelter-in-place program? Well, I'm sure we do. However, do you know about a shelter-in-place program and what that might mean? So it means that back in the old days, if you saw some war movies or something, and all the kids had to stay at school and hide under their desk type thing.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of what this is. It's a shelter-in-place. Do not go outside. If you go outside to get your dog or your cat, whatever you might do, you're dead. And first thing we're going to do as parents and family members is go and try to get your kid from school or wherever that might be. So we need to learn more on how to address these shelter-in-place programs, as well as I feel we also need to try to work more with the regulatory body in order to get the wells that are close near us and the facilities close to us either up and running again or capped and reclaimed totally so that they're safe again. And that was what I've been trying to work on over the years within our community. And I noticed that a couple of developers now are heading eastwards and within our ward, and they've actually come across a couple wells. Yeah. And they weren't sure what to do.
Right. So like, if we could prevent it from happening, like you should do it right away.
Correct. Yeah.
Like, you don't want anyone to be killed, like family members. Like
exactly.
That, so.
And I know the Orphan Well Association has quite a few wells on their books. However, I think we need to start working with them to get more of a actual emergency event put down. That yes, they might be doing a farmer's well, but we have to start looking at city center wells or wells close to a huge amount of population. So to me, that's very dear and near.
That's good.
So that's kind of where my passion is, but that's also my experience as well.
Awesome.
And then working with our city planners and developers, it's time that we find innovative ways to design our access in and out of communities. There's a lot of traffic congestion, which creates a lot of unsafe driving practices for some people, as well as just the safety for our children and even ourselves walking. We want to cross the street. A lot of people here walk just for exercise and fresh air and enjoyment. So I feel that's probably better for us to try to figure out ways that we can not only create a better traffic flow, but different ways. Like I was in Mahogany, and there was one gentleman that spoke to me, and he said to me, he says, well, you see these trees? They've been shut down, like they've been cut down because of somebody actually hitting them. Because they're speeding, they're road rage, or they're racing out on the middle of the street. And the traffic flow there was just horrible. There was just so much traffic and it's all being funneled through one road. When you can kind of make maybe a ring road on the outside to come in the back door of Mahogany, where nobody's actually developed that side of it yet. So let's start looking at some of these ways to get some of the traffic flow off the main roads and have alternate access to our communities that are safer.
Yeah, if we have like something safer than what we had, so like why not do it, right? Because
exactly, and a lot of traffic lights. There's a lot of traffic lights.
We do, yeah, especially at 52nd by like Mahogany there.
Yes,
like, it's just everywhere. Yeah, you have to stop like every 2 minutes. So.
Exactly, so that kind of creates people's wanting to get to go home.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of frustration there as well. And then even today, coming in home from being out doing some sign deliveries and stuff, I found that there was an accident at the traffic circle.
Oh, of course.
So.
And we should teach that, like the traffic circle more, because I find that a lot of people actually don't know how to use them.
Correct.
So we should like have like some kind of program just to teach people how to do that.
Yeah. I know that we have had quite a few times over the years where City Hall has tried, or planning has tried, and transportation has tried to create a different way to make this traffic circle more efficient. And it's gone back to the way it originally was when they first put it in. Yeah. So we have to look at different ways and go through the Traffic Act and work through things to try to create that to be safer.
Exactly. I totally agree with you.
Yes, it's one of the busiest traffic circles, I believe. I know in our area, but I'm not sure about all of Calgary. It might be.
It's one of the busiest.
Yeah, it's one of the busiest. So, and it's hard. I think it would be hard for the first responders to try to get out there as well. And the fire department being right there.
Yeah, it's very true.